to rest atop a public trash can. Same can, same corner, same attitude. I became a fixture of the neighborhood. There were certain faces I learned to recognize. Faces I suppose recognized me, but we spoke no words, exchanged no names, in accordance with the rules of metropolitan intimacy. I sat on my can, watching the heads bob up and down the avenue like poppies in a spring meadow, until the constant nodding movement turned unreal, the slow agitation of pink marine life swaying in tempo to oceanic tunes. The heart idled, breathing deepened. Silver bubbles popped against my ears. "You're ruining the symmetry," I announced one day to an old derelict tramping unsteadily past. He was walking the street backwards, the rear of his head advancing blindly down the block. His dress was equally distinctive. Orange day-glow painter's cap, field jacket fastened with safety pins, patched jeans bleached the bluish white of skim milk, purple high-top tennis shoes, split at the creases. He turned, and his face was that of a young woman, ready to be amused. "You're sitting on a fucking garbage can," she said. I was tired. She hopped up beside me. "I like it," she said. "Gargoyles." I saw her fairly often after that. She'd stop by my post to share a pretzel, a carton of orange juice. "Professional interest," she explained. "I'm a part-time social worker." She said her name was Hachette Mirandella. The rest of her history was a series of true-false propositions. Her parents had died in a hotel fire, or an auto accident, or a plane crash, or an artful combination of the three. Orphans, at 10 and 4, she and her younger brother were abandoned to the indifferent care of a senile great-aunt. Home was boring. School was boring. Staying out late and running away were interesting, and then boring. The 5 universities she attended were universally boring. She drifted. Minor jobs, petty boyfriends. There was an abortion, a botched suicide, a hospital vacation. "The stupid cliches of an unimaginative life," she said. When I met her, she was 22 years old. She studied Chinese, played electric guitar, read a science fiction novel every 2 days, practiced a lethal form of martial arts once a week with a garage full of women, painted vast oil abstracts she called solographs, and speculated that if there was another Renaissance lurking about the bloody horizon of our future, then she was a candidate to be its Leonardo. The smart cliches of a pop life. We met on the corner for weeks, and then came periods when I wouldn't see her at all. She was home, she was at work. A solograph required a more steely shade of blue. I continued diligently to push the leg uptown and down, in sun and snow, through needles and cramps. It seemed to change size from day to day, in phase with its own moods, its own dreams. On bad days, when it dragged behind me like a sea anchor, the blocks telescoped outward, the pavement all slanted uphill, and I'd entertain notions of traveling in style. Imagine commandeering a tank, one of the big ones, 47 tons of M48, cast steel hull, 90mm gun, 7.62mm MG coaxially mounted in the turret, and running down the boulevard. Imagine the clanking, the honking horns, the cheers of the liberated masses, the flattening of each tiny car beneath the monstrous tread, the squash of automotive cockroaches. Imagine the snap, the crackle, the pop. One bad gray afternoon, I had just reached home and was rounding the turn on the first landing when, "Bang, bang," a voice echoed harshly up. I leaned over the splintered banister. In the gloom at the bottom of the stairwell, a face materialized, luminous as a toy skull. I could see shining teeth and that chipped incisor that always seemed to be winking at someone over my right shoulder. "No fair, I had my fingers crossed." "You're dead," said Huey. "You're lying out on the front steps with the change falling out of your pockets." "Yeah? Where were you?" "Sitting right on the stoop." What can I say?